Hi everybody, this is not clickbait, this is the truth and I'll give you the background on it. Meantime, my name is Cher. I go by Grinnin' Grandma on social media, meaning even eBay. I have a few things that are still on eBay. Poshmark, Mercari, Etsy, YouTube, Facebook, just about everywhere on social media. You'll find me under Grinnin' Grandma, GRINNINGRAMMA. Now, these are the facts. I started on eBay as a seller September 20th, 2001. I started to say 1901, I'm not that old. I started my eBay store July 28th, 2022. Now, wait a minute, let me tell you that my feedback, by the way, is 933 with 100% positive feedback. Now, I was a top-rated seller. I woke up one morning, checked my computer, checked my eBay sales, and guess what? I was below average. Honest to goodness, I was below average. And I thought, what is this? It's got to be a mistake. I checked my messages and everything. Well, what had happened was that I had some defaults. I had a total of 5 items out of 91 that were either broken or I couldn't locate after the buyer purchased them. I immediately refunded the money, of course, let the buyer know what was going on, but 5 transactions out of 91 is almost 5.5%, and that is below U.S. standards for eBay. I have no idea what the standards are in other places, but for the U.S., it's too much. So, that happened, a few months ago. I contacted eBay and I said, what's this do to me? And they said, right now, nothing. Just make sure that you continue to locate your items, sell the items, or mail the items that the buyer requested, etc. I said, okay, well, see what I can do. And sidebar here, I even talked with some other reselling friends, and not going to tell you who they were, but there were several. I said, what do I do just in case I can't find another item? Because at that time I had over 700 items listed on eBay, and they said, send the wrong item. I swear. I swear, I'm not making this up. That's what they said. And these are high-rated eBay sellers. They said, send another item. It's better to send the wrong item instead of not sending anything and canceling a transaction. Okay, so I did that once. Never did get the item back that I missent on purpose, but that's okay. But I did make things right with the buyer, and I didn't get any strikes because of that. So, word to the wise, if this ever happens to you, send the wrong item. I know, it's dishonest. I didn't like it, but I only did it once. Okay, anyway, I carried on. I was still listed on eBay, and I had 800 and some odd items, well over 800, when I got a notice one day from eBay. I was listing, and the notice said on the screen, on the eBay screen, oops, looks like you've surpassed the number of items you can list. Okay, so nothing more had changed, but I called eBay And they said, nope, this isn't a mistake, and no, there's nothing I can do, even though you have 100% feedback. And so anyway, they said that I can no longer list new items on eBay. Until December 20th, which is when I get reevaluated. Well, guess what? According to the eBay seller profile, if I'm reevaluated today, I'm still below average. And if nothing changes, and trust me, nothing's going to change, and I'll tell you why in a second, I'm still going to be below average. So anyway, I still have a maximum of items, which isn't much at all, that I can list until I get my seller status changed, which to me, pardon my French, is bullshit. But that's the way it is. Sorry. I do curse occasionally, but not very often. But anyway, so my conversation with the lady, I said, so if I can't list anything extra, why do I even have an eBay store right now? Silence. So, long story short, I canceled my eBay store. And guess what? I get an early termination fee of $51.21. Yep. So, and I've talked with some other eBay sellers, and they said, to be able to get out from under that below standard setting, I'm going to have to sell a lot of stuff for $1 just to get rid of it and get rid of the status. Well, guess what? I don't want to do that. So I'm not. But the flip side of all this is that I've been cross-listing through Vendoo. Thank you, Vendoo. I've been cross-listing through Vendoo to Mercari, Poshmark, and Etsy. And Etsy and Poshmark have really more than made up for what I haven't been selling on eBay. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind also that Etsy is not only handmade items. They do accept vintage. And Poshmark is not just clothes. They have everything, basically like eBay, except it's not a bidding or a bidding process. You just set your amount and that's it. They can make offers, and you can make offers to the watchers. So as far as that goes, there's really nothing different than eBay. So, excuse me, long story short, my over 800 listings, I have to tell you, I started getting notices after all this from eBay saying that it's time to relist, da-da-da-da. Well, guess what? When I tried to relist, I got this notice. I can't relist. I can't list anything because I've reached my maximum. So, anyway, I was reduced from over 800 listings to currently something like over 500. So, and eBay has been very slow. So, how do you really try to catch up? How do you get rid of this below standard tag? Because I couldn't find 5 items out of almost 100. I thought my husband was standing there. He's not. Anyway, if eBay isn't performing, how can I? In other words. So anyway, I did change I canceled my eBay store. I don't know if I really saved that much money since they're giving me an early termination fee of over $50. But I do have Etsy and I do have Poshmark. And God love them. They're doing really well for me. So that's my story. It is the truth. I'm Grinning Grandma on eBay, Etsy, Poshmark, and Mercari. And I hope you follow me on at least one of those. Everything I'm listing, by the way, is starting on Poshmark. Thanks again. I hope you have a blessed week, and I really appreciate you guys for listening to this rant of mine. If you would, give me a thumbs up and comment. I always respond to every comment. And if you like, subscribe, because I not only sell online, my husband and I have booths, multiple booths, in 2 different antique stores here locally, and I do feature some of those. So, thanks again. God bless you. Have a great one.